Hey, TikTok, Jim Malone here. I'm also broadcasting live on four other platforms: YouTube, also on Periscope, pscp.tv/ Dallas Trading Floor. I'm on Twitch at Dallas Trading Floor, so look for me there. And I'm also on YouTube at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And hopefully, everybody out there um, is going to take a look at some of the free stock alerts. I just put out one on PayPal, and it went out to everybody that's on our list. And also, if you just want to, if you're on TikTok and you just want to be linked directly to that, just go to the About Me, the my profile. Just hit on the link, and you'll be taken right to the sign up page. Totally free. Um, Stock alert. This is how you can make a little bit of money. These are the trades that I'm doing right now, and so you can see what I'm doing on on the trading platform. Interesting day today. A little bit looks like it, kind of firming up a bit. The market direction is a little bit down. When this slide was taken just about an hour ago, the S&P 500 was down a little bit. Also, the Dow Jones, but the Nasdaq was up, and it seems to be hugging that 10,000 mark. Currently, the Nasdaq is trading 9914.92, and the market is in a confirmed uptrend. So that's a kind of a good thing here, that the market is still moving higher. Definitely not a time to be short in the market right now. Definitely the market is moving higher. So it's a confirmed uptrend. It's still a good time to own stocks. Basically, there are still stocks that are breaking out. Capital is flowing into the market. That's really what we're looking at. A market uptrend means that capital is flowing from cash and other investments into the market. And when it's a downtrend, which we don't have, which we did have on March 23rd, the capital is flowing out of the market. But currently, the capital is flowing into the market. And as you know, the best time to always invest is when other people are also investing. So that's why I concentrate on stocks that are being bought by the funds and have some potential upside for everybody out there. So take a look at the spider. The spider is firming up at 310.11. It's down a little bit today. It definitely is showing, it's definitely showing that it's going to be moving probably a little bit more sideways here. I'm trying to show this on the pointer here. It basically still has not totally recovered where it was prior to the meltdown in the market with the coronavirus, but it is definitely strengthening up. It's down a little bit today. 310 seems to be sort of a pivot point. If it moves below 310, I think we're going to continue sideways. If it moves above, we may be actually going higher, as hard as that is to believe. But so I always look at the spider. Now, the interesting thing, as you well know, I probably said this a million times, the spider is the world's largest ETF. Currently, it's worth about $220 billion, give or take, depending on the market conditions. Many people's 401ks and retirement accounts are in this. And basically, what this is basically the Fortune 500 stocks, the 500 largest stocks that are traded. So very, very important. Now, typically, the bottom third of the spider are financial institutions such as banks, and they haven't been performing quite as well. So alternative to that, and what I look for growth stocks, is the stocks that are in the NASDAQ 100. And this, of course, is covered by the ETF, very, very large ETF called the QQQ. It's the Invesco QQQ Trust. And basically, it is the NASDAQ 100. And as you can see, it's moved up today just slightly, 53 cents, up 0.22%. Not a lot, but it's moving up as opposed to the S&P, which is moving down slightly. So this tends to concentrate on stocks that tend to be more growth-oriented. Again, it's the NASDAQ 100. And that's always a look to see. I always look to see if the Nasdaq is picking up steam in order to put money into the market. So that's kind of where I am at that. By the way, everybody who's on TikTok, I'm showing these slides. I'm actually showing slides as we speak, and they are available on YouTube at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and also on Periscope, pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. And I'm showing the charts as well. And by the way, if you do go to the sign up page, I can also send you a link to the slide set that I've used today. I'm starting that kind of as a new idea where people can see kind of what I'm talking about after the show is over with. The volatility, this is what they call the VIX. The volatility is up just a little bit slightly, but it's still down overall. It did spike about mid-June, about 5 days ago, 6 days ago. There was a spike last week, the end of last week, in the volatility in the VIX, but it's since come down to the 50-day moving average. So basically, the volatility is moving down. So therefore, that it's a stable environment, and I suspect that many of the stocks that I'm talking about are going to be going sideways, which, if you know how to trade it, is a very, very good chart pattern, because trading stocks sideways typically can give you very large profits, and that is the stock alert that I'm gonna show you a bit later. All right, next one. I want to show you stocks that are breaking out today. No, I'm going to show you the trade of the day. Okay, so basically, this is the trade of the day. The trade of the day. Oops. Let me see if I can show it to you. Oh, no, that's CRISPR Therapeutics. Okay. The trade of the day is on PayPal. My old friend PayPal. I've made a lot of money on PayPal over the years. It's always been a good stock for me. And right now it's in a buying range, which is very interesting. And this is a little 7-day trade. Basically, I went into this one. I did this one today. And basically what I did, it's a very simple trade. Buy 100 shares of PayPal. At the time I bought this, 167.04. Then sell a June 26th 170 call. That'll bring you about $255 for a total profit of $551 for a 7-day hold. So that basically is today, and it'll be expiring next Friday. So if everything goes right and the stock PayPal closes above the 170 mark, you will make basically a 1.5% return on the option, 1.8% on the upside, giving you a 3.3 return, or an annualized return of 172.1. Basically, my strategy is to do a lot of very small trades that have very high likelihood, that have high percentage gains. And so that's how, I can turn my capital over very fast and typically make, better than average returns this way. If you do this on a regular basis, you can, over a year or so, you could easily double your money in the market. And that's what I'm shooting here for. By the way, if you're interested, on my trade alerts, I do have trade alerts available. All you have to do, if you're on TikTok, just go to my the about me. There's a link there. Just hit the link, put the information in. It's totally free. I don't sell the lists, and it's just sort of how I'm trading at any one time. Now, there is also I'm showing the trade alert on the screen on TikTok, as well as on YouTube and on Periscope. I do have a trade alert there that you can see that. So let me go. The last thing of the day is, before we get into questions, it's a Friday. I want to show you the stocks that the funds are buying. This is also, available. I'm going to be sending this out too. I just updated this list. There's two stocks really that I'm very interested in on this list. One I have profiled before. I think it's an excellent stock, and I think it's very worth you looking at. It's symbol CRSP, CRISPR Therapeutics. It's a Swiss company that does gene editing, and I think it has a lot of potential. It's up 2.29% today, or about 1.54%. So very, very strong. Very, very strong stock. Also, another one I want to bring your attention to is symbol GMAB, and it was also up today as well. So here's the chart of, oops, let me see if I can show you that, of CRISPR. Yeah, there we go, CRISPR Therapeutics. Very, very nice chart, rebounding off of that 50-day moving average, moving higher. Good, nice confirmation here on the volume. And it's got a composite rating of 85, which is good. It's a little bit lower than I like to buy them. I like to buy them at 90 or better, but this one is very good as well, particularly because of the area that it's in. CRISPR Therapeutics, CRSP. Another one that just came on the list that I think is really, really worthwhile to take a look at because of the relative strength. It's got a 99 relative strength. It's up 25 cents today. It's only a $15 stock. It's Compugen. CGEAN, CGEN, Compugen. And by the way, if you're on TikTok and you want to take a look at these slides, they're available on Periscope, pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, or on YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. So that's Compugen. It's a little bit stronger in a composite rating, 89. The funds are buying this one. So like a minnow, just swim along behind the big whales, and that's a good way to get a very good stock. So let's see if I can pull up Compugen trade today. All right, breaking out. Oh, I'll just go to the last slide. There we go. And basically, Dallas Trading Floor is on these platforms currently. So just so you'll see that. Okay, so I'm going to go to your questions. And move back here. Great. Ooh, that didn't work. There we go. And just going to take that down. Okay, I've got some comments. Hey, hi from Calgary. Thank you, Wendy. I always appreciate seeing you. And thank you very much for taking a look at. And you're on. It looks like you're on Twitch. That's great. Yeah, Twitch. I just started on Twitch. By the way, everybody, and it's kind of a cool. It's cool. So I'm on Twitch right now. All right. So Arnold has Chewy. Okay. Let me see if I can give you some information on Chewy. Chewy is an interesting one. You know, it's funny. Years ago, there was a stock called Pets.com. I don't remember if you remember it, but they purchased this big. They purchased this big deal on the Super Bowl, and they had one ad. It was sort of a one-shot wonder. The company ended up going bankrupt, but it was really cool, and it was basically in the pets sort of market because a lot of people have pets. And it's a tremendous market. I actually like the pet med market better, but Chewy might be pretty good. So let's look at Chewy. Oh, wow, it's up $2. Excellent. Wow, and it's got a very nice relative strength. Let me show you the chart on the, let me just show you the chart here real quick and give you that. So let's put that up here. All right. All right, so that chart is here. There we go. There's the chart for Chewy. Chewy is trading $50.33, up $2.13 a day. Very strong chart. 92 relative strength. This is definitely a buy. Let's see. Okay. Well, it does have a good accumulation. Yeah, I definitely think this is either a watch list or a buy. It's a very good chart. There's only one area that I don't quite like about this. That's the composite rating of 73. I'd like to see a little bit more convection before I bought it, but it definitely seems to be doing well. So not a bad chart at all to buy on this one. So that's kind of cool. All right, so let's see. Take some questions from TikTok. You're lagging. Ooh, I'm lagging so bad. Sorry about that. I don't know what it is about. It's probably the the internet. I mean, it's just my throughput has not been the greatest. Okay, Post Malone, your son. I wish. I wish he was. He lives up in Grapevine, which is kind of close, but no, he's not my son. At least not that I know of. It would be cool if he was. I would say, hey, help me. Let me invest your millions. That would be great. Um, just by Realty Income, fam ticker O, and set and forget it. Get the drip. Okay, well, let's look at O. Here's the thing. I would be very careful right now about any Realty Income. But I'm going to look at the chart. Yeah, it's an 80. Okay, it's not too bad. Acquires properties leased by. Okay, here's the issue with O. Let me pop that over. Pop that up. This is a question from. This is a question from TikTok, and basically they're just saying set and forget. Well, it's not bad. It probably pays a very nice dividend. Here's the issue that I have with O, is that the REIT group is in a situation where a lot of the leased properties, especially in the commercial, are having problems collecting their rents, and that it will affect this area. I wouldn't be in this kind of a REIT right now, just my opinion, because even though it is set and forget, it sounds like it's so easy, but I don't know. I would prefer looking at these or alternative ones, and this is the one I really, really like. It's called Power REIT, and what it is it's a short line railroad. Remember, when you were playing Monopoly, and there's the short line railroad. Well, this is one in reality. This is actually a one in reality, and basically what this is a little tiny connector, 112 miles of railroad from Pittsburgh to a location from basically Pittsburgh, Ohio, to parts of West Virginia, and everybody that uses this, and all the coal trains that go on this, have to pay these guys. This has a composite rating of 99, and it's only a $25 stock. So instead of looking at you might want to look at PW. Just an idea here that that might make sense for you on that. So let me see if I have another question. All right, you're lagging bad today. I'm sorry about that. Wow. O or STOR? Well, maybe. Well, I think it's O is the symbol that they were looking at, and this one is it's called Realty Income. It's called Realty Income Corp. And it's not a bad chart. It's not a horrible chart. It's basically a REIT, so it owns property, and you get the rents on that. But I don't think it's nearly as good as a REIT than PW, because PW is a railroad. And you might think, well, railroads aren't that profitable. Well, actually, depends on where they are. They can be very profitable. And this one, I believe, is. This one is basically a short line railroad, and has a very good chart. Let me just show it to you. Here we go. Let's just make it big and show the whole chart. There we go. All right. It's down a bit today. It's bouncing around, but it seems to be firming up about this 25 level. It's both above the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. So it's looking good. There's a little bit of a sell-off today, but I do think that going forward, this one, if you're into the REITs, this might make more sense than O. So let's see if I have another comment here. This one, oops, there we go. Yeah. Okay, this one's coming from Chewy, very high premium. Okay, hey, that's good. Thanks for that, Long. I really appreciate that. By the way, Long has pointed out something that's really, really kind of interesting, and that is that there is a high premium on the options on expiring on July 24th and 31st. Now, I'm going to take a look at those just to see, just kind of get a gander at those, because that might give us a really good idea of, typically when you have a high premium like this, you have volatility, which can be very, very, very good, because you can make money on volatility. So volatility is not something to be Scared of, CHUY. So let's look at Chewy, and I'm just going to look here really quickly at the options chain for that. And by the way, if you want to look, you want to see what I'm looking at here. I'm on TikTok, but I'm also on YouTube at youtube.com/Dulles Trading Floors. So let's look at the July 24th chain here. And is it going to give me that? Yeah, July 17th. I'm sorry, July 17th chain. All right, so this is okay. And the 31st. So let's take a look. I want to put, I just want to put basically all moneyness. And there we go. Oops. There we go. So let me give you, and it'll take a second for it to pull up. Okay. Okay. So let's look at this. Let's look at this chart right now. And basically, what we're seeing here on Chewy, and thank you, Long, for bringing this up. I really like that. I'm always looking for a high premium. On July 17th, 2020, we're looking at, on the 15, we're looking at 120. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good. Anytime this is about 10% of what the selling price is, that's a pretty good trade. So let's look at the most actives on that. Just want to make sure that we're looking at the ones that we should be. And we can definitely see that. Okay, looks like, yeah. Yeah, I think that the July 17th 17 call, that might be a good, if you want to go long on the option as opposed to selling it, that might be something you want to look at. The July 17th, 2020 1750 call, it's trading at basically 50 cents. So that might be a way to make some serious money there. And your risk exposure is not that great. Also, this is a little bit out of my the 1750. Okay, that's the June. You don't want the June. You want the July 17th. It's trading at 50 cents. So this might be a real good profit opportunity right here. So thank you very much, Long, for that. I appreciate it. That's a good call, as always. You have a good. I think you have a real good eye for that. So let's take a look. Hey man, do you have any advice for someone getting into Forex trading? I'm really not a Forex trader that much. It's not that I'm against it. It's just that it's wrong stock. Okay, I'm sorry. Thanks, man. Okay, CHWY. I'm sorry about that. Let me get the right one. CHWY. All right, sorry. Okay, Chewy Incorporated. Okay, I apologize. Let me move back to that one. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so that's the June. Let me look at the July. Let me look at the Julys. Okay. There we go. Yeah, okay, that's more like it. Wow, that's pretty awesome, actually. Let me show you that one just for, yeah, this is for Chewy. So, we're looking at basically, wow, the 51. Oh, that's 310. Wow, that's a nice, that's pretty good money for that. Let's see what's selling at. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you want to, this is okay for this one. This would be a covered play, where you'd buy 100 shares and then you would sell a contract of this, picking up 310 plus the potential. Let's see. Is that the 51? Yeah, it's the 51. So yeah, it's about a $400. That's a $400 potential on that one. So that's really good. I like that. I do like that play. It's a good play. What's the exit price on PayPal? Good question. With PayPal, what I'm looking at, I'm going to bring up the PayPal stock. I'm going to bring up the PayPal chart just so you can see it on there. PYPO. The exit price for me on this one is, oh, it's already, yeah, is going to be 170 on this. Okay. But I'm going to show you this really quick, Arnold. Thanks for definitely giving me that question. On my trade, my exit is 170. Okay, it's currently trading at 164. It's down quite a bit, but I do believe it's going to firm up and move higher next week, just based on the chart pattern. But you never can tell. This is the actual live chart for PayPal. As you can see, there's a red bar here. It's going to find some support here, and I believe it's going to go higher. But you never can tell. You never can tell on that. Let me go back to the trade that I was just to show you kind of how my trade is lined out. Okay, so put there, and then there we go. You can see it better now. Okay. Basically, I'm looking at basically exiting this trade on Friday a week, and basically it's a 170. It's a 170 call, so I'm looking at to exit it at 170. If that is the case, it should bring a profit of about 551, based on both selling the option, selling the call for 255. And then the upward potential about 256. So this will give you approximately 3.2% return in 7 days if the stock goes above 170 at the end of Friday, a week from now. And I think there's a very good likelihood based on this chart. So that's essentially the gist of the trade that I put out. And by the way, I like to do a lot of these small trades like this. Just because that, if you do this over and over again, it's like rinse and repeat, you can make very good money. I make typically in a good year, I'm making, 50, 60 more percent on my money on a regular basis, because, I just do these little short trades. I rinse and repeat, and yeah, I get some losers in here. These win about 70% of the time, but if you're just constantly doing them, you're going to make some money. And sometimes you get really lucky, like I did with Tesla this week, selling the 945 call. And that really, really worked out because it's trading about 1,000 right now. So you can make money on that too. So cool. All right. So we have a bunch of people. Thoughts on Yuan. I don't know what that is. So let me see if I can give you a chart. By the way, if for everybody that's looking on TikTok, I am live on YouTube at youtube.com/DulceTradingFloor, and on Twitch now, as well as on Periscope. I forgot where I was. Okay, so UONE. So let's take a look at that chart really quickly. Urban One. I don't know this chart. It's radio broadcasting. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So let's put the chart for Urban One up there, and so you'll be able to see that. It is a group of urban radio stations, African American. I like that. That's cool. It looks like it's just IPO'd. It's up $12.28. That is incredible. Wow. Okay. I was not familiar with this chart. This sounds like a winner to me. Yeah. 60 stations. Okay. Here's the thing, everybody. Most of the media business is horrible, but one of the areas that's doing extremely well is radio, because you can't kill it. It's sort of like, radio just is really a great way to go. So I really like this one. Definitely I don't know if I would say buy this one immediately, but definitely put this on your watch list. This is essentially gotten a lot of action. I don't know why this has gotten action. I don't know if there's no news on it, so I don't know why this one is gapping up like this, but it's outperforming 99% of the market. The only thing I don't like is the composite rating of 40, but other than that, it's got huge volume. So somebody is looking to acquire this. It might have been a short squeeze, but this doesn't look like a classic short squeeze. The only issue with this, well, it's got a lot of volume too. See, the volume's 25.6. Definitely put this on the watch list. I'm going to take a research on this one and see if I can find out more about it. But thank you very, very much for that. For that information. That's interesting, and that came from TikTok. Now, if you want to get on my alerts list, and basically this is I put this out, whenever I'm making a trade, typically, not all of the time. Sometimes I don't, there's not enough time, and I'll put it out, and then I'll put it out to a list of the VIP action alerts, which I'm doing right now. So in order to do this, if you're watching me on TikTok, all you have to do is go to my profile, and then press on that link, and then it'll send you right to the right page. So let's see if we have some more from TikTok. Let's see. Spot goes higher next week. Good question. This, by the way, everyone, is Spotify. For full disclosure, I did buy this one when it IPO'd. I did sell it though, and maybe I shouldn't have because it seems to have done very well. Okay, let's put the chart up here on the screen. This is for Spotify, and of course, along with basically iTunes and Siri, this one is now in the #1 rank. So wow, look at that. I think this is going to back off a little bit next week, but I think long term, this is kind of a winner. So thank you for that. I don't think it's going to go higher at 231. Here's one that you might want to look at. Well, look, it's going up in after hours, so you never can tell. Here's one I kind of like. This is more of a lottery ticket play rather than an investment. It's Siri, SIRI. It's a little cheaper, Sirius XM, and it's down to the tad. It's down 4 cents. But this one is 602. It's got a ton of subscribers. But let me see. We look at the #1 in the satellite group, and that's Cable One. Wow, and I don't think Cable One is a good investment, but it's got a very good chart. So that's one you might want to look at opposed to Spotify. Here's the thing about Spotify. I'd be a little bit careful buying it right now on this pattern, and I'm going to put up the pattern again because it has moved to the upside. I want to see it get some more strength here before I would be a buyer of it. But let's analyze this chart really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and blow that up for everybody looking on online at that's Spotify. There we go. Okay, super. And for everybody on YouTube, it's youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor, and on Periscope, pscp.tv/DallasTradingFloor, and on Twitch now. So we're on Twitch. Yeah, here's the thing about this. I like this. This is a breakout. I think we're too late on the breakout, so I wouldn't be in this one until I saw a little bit of stability here. There's been a tremendous buying up. There's something going on with Spotify right now, and I don't quite figure it out because it doesn't pop this way on its own typically. So let me see if I can get some information on Spotify why it is moving like it is moving today, because this is very unusual. This is a very unusual chart. So something must be happening with Spotify. So let's see if I can get some news on them. And when I see an unusual chart, when I see an unusual chart movement like this, it says that something is going on. So I don't quite know what's going on in this. So let me see if I can bring up something here on Spotify. Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't see anything really. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. So I don't quite understand why. Oh, Spotify for your Apple Watch. That's it. Okay. It looks like they have a deal with Apple Watch. So that makes a sense. That makes sense. Oh, okay. Now I understand. Now I understand why Spotify is going up. Kim Kardashian, who I do not follow, by the way, but everyone else does, signed a deal with them. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Well, celebrity driven business. So thank you. Yep. Podcast and deal with Warner Bros. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm originally from California, but I'm not into the celebrity news as much as I used to be. So I appreciate that. No, that makes a big difference, especially in something like Spotify, because the record business is looking for an outlet, and Warner Brothers used to be the biggest record company in the world. I think it still probably is. It's just that the record business is not quite what it was. But Spotify may get them back to profitability. Interesting enough, Spotify, I bought it on the IPO, is a Swedish company. So I always thought that was kind of odd. But Spotify is pretty awesome, I guess, today, especially with Kim Kardashian. Thoughts on Tell, Tell. Do you mean Tell or? Well, let's look at Tell. Okay, let me just look at Tell. Tell. Oops. TLL. Let me see if I can bring a good chart up on. Yeah, this quote. Oh, look at that! Wow, it's a $1 stock. This is a classic penny stock. This is a classic penny stock. So let me show you the chart on this one. Okay. Wow. It's. I don't know. I don't. Penny stocks for me. I'm not really a penny. Years ago, I did a lot of penny stocks. This is when I first got started, and I did make some money on some of them. But I also got some pump and dump that really set me back. So be careful with these penny stocks. Typically, be very careful in buying a stock that's under $10. Now, it's true, there's some good companies that are under $10, so I'm not totally against it. But this is a classic penny stock. I can just tell by the chart. You can see it's very thin. There's not a lot of up and down. The trading range on this is very tight. So probably this is not held by a whole lot of people. Let me just see if I can yeah, tell. Okay. So this is it's based on the export and production and sale of oil and natural gas in Australia. Okay, well, I do like, the oil and gas business is a good business, but right now there's too much supply of oil in the world, so they're just not going to get your return on this. This is an E&P company in Australia, an area that I really like for oil and gas, but I don't think this one. I don't think you really want to be in this one because unless you have some really good edge on this one, about more about this than I do. It does not look like a very promising, but you can make a lot of money if the thing goes from basically $1 to $2. So that's why people do like penny stocks, but they're not really investment grade. So just my take on it. Not that it's bad, but be forewarned. Okay. Hello, man. Microsoft. Do you think it'll go over 200 with earnings coming up? Here's the thing about Microsoft. I'm in Microsoft. Actually, I will be sold out of Microsoft. It looks like today because I have two calls on. I have a 190 call and a 192.50 call, and of course, it's probably going to go above that. Here's the thing. You want to make some easy money? Buy Microsoft and sell calls against it. That's pretty easy money. And with their dividends, it's still really a good stock. Now, will it go over 200? Boy, that's really fortune telling here. Let me look at the trend line. Let's put the Microsoft stock, Microsoft chart up on the screen here so we can take a look at it just to see if we can give you kind of a good look at Microsoft. And I definitely, Microsoft's one of my absolute all-time favorite stocks. No surprise. As you can see, we have exceeded the level that it was at in March, in February and March. This is a really good sign for the market. Okay, so it's trading above that. My guess on this is that, yeah, it probably will. Now, I don't know if it'll reach 200 by when you're saying it is. I don't know if it'll reach 200 before earnings, But I wouldn't hold it through earnings, because here's the problem with Microsoft is that I think that even if they have good earnings, which they probably will, everybody is so into their earnings that even if they have good earnings, the stock could possibly fall. What I would recommend doing is holding this up until earnings, selling it, and then seeing how it trades through earnings, and possibly picking it up on the next week after that. What I think I want to do is show. I'm probably going to put up on my action trade alerts a bull put spread on Microsoft for earnings. So, but that's coming up. So, and that's sort of one of my ideas of putting that together. I think I'd be able to have that on hopefully before the earnings come out for Microsoft. This is a way to make some good money. I wouldn't hold the stock through earnings, just because with Microsoft you have situations that are there's such high expectations for the stock that even if it's doing incredibly well, which it is, there can be some surprises on the price. All right, so let's see. How do we find you on Twitch? Thank you. I think it's just twitch.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. But here's the thing. That should give you my URL for Twitch. I think it's twitch.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, and you should be able to see me. But I am now on Twitch all the time. I just started broadcasting on Twitch, and I've had really good response from Twitch, so I'm sort of stoked on that. It's pretty excellent when that comes up. So, all right, how do you? Okay, so let's see. Any other questions? All right, let's see comments. Yeah, see if I have anybody. No, good. All right, thank you for. Oh, can you give me advice on EVOK? EVOK. So let me look at EVOK really quickly here to see kind of where it's at and how it's trading. Let's see, EVOK. Okay. Pharma. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is sort of a penny stock. Not a penny stock, obviously, because it's not a penny, but it definitely gives us a look at this one. It's got a good relative strength. I really like that. It's got a nice composite rating of 86. That's the kind of thing you want to see on a stock like that. You want to see a strong composite rating, because there's just it. And BioMarin is number one in the category. I've traded BioMarin, and it's really good, but it's not a cheap stock. BioMarin is not a cheap stock. This is a less expensive stock. Market cap's 58 million. Okay, it's got how many shares does this trade? This is pretty small cap. Yeah, 1.5 million. Okay, that's good. Up 6 cents. Not bad. Volume's up. Not a bad chart. Not a bad chart. Not a great chart. It's definitely. I wouldn't buy it at this time, but it's definitely a watch list. See if I can blow up the chart here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That gives us an idea of the chart. Okay, so it looks like it's hitting some resistance here between about 215 and about 250. I would wait for this to reverse position before getting into it. But if this thing reverses position, you could possibly make a $1 bump on this one. This is sort of a day trading stock. Yeah, you definitely can make money on this one. You just have to wait for the reversal. It looks like there was a reversal. I'd want to see some confirmation before Monday. If it starts to move up on Monday, you might want to come in with a half position, but be really, really careful. Be really, really careful on it, because it can reverse on you very quickly. But yeah, you can pick up possibly a nice movement. Now, for everybody out there, there's various different styles of trading, and they're all very legitimate. Day trading basically is buying stocks that are having, very, quick moves. But those you really have to monitor, and those are difficult. So that's one of the reasons I am not as much of a day trader as I used to be. I'm more of a swing trader. I'm looking for stocks that have the right chart pattern, and they're going to be moving higher, and then I will purchase them, basically going into where I think that they're going to move up or down, and then I will typically sell a call against them, and that reduces my risk. I'm all about reducing risk on that. So thoughts on IVR. Let me take a look at IVR here real quick. IVR. Okay, Invesco Mortgage Capital. Okay, yeah. This is, here's the thing about in this space. Here's the thing about this space is that right now, it depends on, I want to see what the makeup of their residential commercial mortgage back. Okay, so this is a REIT. This is a mortgage REIT. Yeah, this isn't bad. Yeah, this isn't bad. This is a much more conservative play. This is going to be a slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. Not something to trade, but definitely good. It's got a 42 rating. That's a little bit low for me. Let's see what star. That's the number one rated in the category, which is the Mortgage REIT Group. Yeah, you might want to go for this one instead. This looks like this has a stronger pay. The biggest problem in mortgage REITs is that you don't know what they're holding. If they're holding a lot of shopping center mortgages and stuff like that, they could be very vulnerable. So you want to make sure that you have a more, just a better, just some better instruments. And it appears like this one, STAR, does. It's a little bit more expensive at $12.76, but it's not expensive per share. It doesn't have as much volume though. But this one tends to be the stronger one, at least from what I can see. Now let's take a look. It's got a 90 composite rating. So let's look at their debt. Okay, well, it's a REIT, so it's going to have a lot of debt. That's not a surprise. 326%. Again, it's not an operating company. It's essentially a finance company, so I don't have a problem with debt load at that level. Okay, the market cap, it's just under $1 billion. Okay, so it's fairly sizable. Citigroup was the investment. Okay, that's very interesting. But that's one you might want to look at as opposed to the other one, just because anything that Invesco has typically is pretty quality. But that's one you might want to look at as opposed to that. STAR is the symbol. Have you seen the Dow? It just plummeted. Do you think there's a chance of going up soon? Okay. Well, thank you for that. That's interesting. The proxy for the Dow is a stock is a REIT called the Diamond. Its symbol is DIA, and that is the proxy for the Dow. Okay. Well, it definitely did. Okay. So after hours it's down. Yeah, it's down hard. That's interesting. Okay. Well, that says something to me. That definitely says something to me. It looks as if, we're going to have to see how the futures are trading. How the futures are going to be trading over the weekend. But it seems as if the Dow is off that much, it's off 1%. It seems like, we're going to probably move down to the 50-day moving average. Yeah, it looks like you don't want to go long on the industrials. It seems like the market, and I want to compare that to the QQQ, which is the growth stocks, and to see how that one is doing. Okay, yeah, that's up. Okay, again, we're continuing to have weakness in the Dow type of stocks, and those are the industrial stocks like Boeing. Let me just take a quick look at Boeing. I haven't looked at it today, but I want to look at it because Boeing is key in this. Boeing being the largest exporter. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's down. That's the reason why. Okay. The reason that the Dow is down is because Boeing is down. Yeah. Boeing is down. Yeah. That's sad, but there's a danger in Boeing, unfortunately. It just depends on when when things are going to reopen on air travel. Right now, there's just a ton of planes that are parked in Marana, Arizona, because of the lack of demand in the international air travel business. So that makes sense that that the Dow is moving down. So be careful on Monday. You probably want to close your positions on your Dow type of stocks. GUNS going up. Yes, I do think GUNS is a good one. This is one I've been recommending. It's GUNS. It is a Danish company. There we go. Let me put it up here. GUNS. Oops. Yes, there we go. GNUS. Sorry. GNUS. All right. There we go. Genius Brands. Okay. Everybody likes Genius Brands. I don't know why, but they do. I love them. It had a blow off top, and it seems like maybe it's coming back. By the way, I'm showing this on Periscope and YouTube so you can see it. Genius Brands had a blow off top. This is a short cover here, and it looks like it's coming up back again, but it has a 99 relative strength line. So I do think it's probably going to go up next week. That's what it's saying to me. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Toddlers and tweens. I don't know much about the stock, but based on this chart, based on this relative strength, I think it's a good bet that that you might see some strength next week. Though you got to be really careful because after hours, it's off 2.37%. So I don't know. Can it go up? It seems like there's a trading range from about 3 to 5 on this one, and no higher. About 3 to 5. So I wouldn't necessarily be. I wouldn't necessarily wouldn't be in that one. And I have a question here from Arnold, and that is, what website can you see futures? Well, I can't see the future, but I try. No, actually, you can on NASDAQ. The NASDAQ site is where you want to go for that, and that will give you some information. I'm going to be probably trying to put out. What I do is I look at the futures typically on Sunday to see how I'm going to go into the market. If the futures are down, I tend to keep my powder dry, and if not, then I tend to try to get ready to go into the market. But I typically don't enter a position on Monday before about 9:30 Eastern, just because the overnight orders tend to skew things when the market opens for about the first 20 minutes. So that's kind of what I look at. But NASDAQ.com is going to show you some information on the futures, and of course it's free. So that's a good thing as well. All right. How about Macy's? Gosh, M. This one I've been afraid to short. I shouldn't have because I think I don't like this chart. It looks like it's settling on the 40-day, 50-day moving average at about 6. It doesn't look like it's going to do much. Let me show you the chart on this. By the way, I'm showing the chart to everybody on TikTok. Everyone that's on TikTok, you can take a look at these charts by going to pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. That's Periscope or YouTube, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And here's the chart for Macy's. After hours, it's up. So this is interesting, but it's only up 4%, so that's not a lot. The real thing about Macy's is that it seems like it's in a sort of a kind of a trading range from about 6 to about 8. Not a lot of conviction there in this chart. If you're not in this one, I don't think I would. I don't think I would go in it. If you're not in this one, I love Macy's. I like to shop there, but I don't know if you want to own it. It sounds so negative, but I just think that there's better places to put your money than the retailers. If you look at the direction of this chart, it's not what you want to see. Going from the left hand upper to the right hand lower, that's a downward trending chart. not a chart you want to be in. It's just the way it is. I mean, sorry, it's got a relative strength of 4. There's just better places to put your money. Now, you might be able to get on a pop because, it's the kind of thing. I mean, it's definitely beaten down, and you can make money on beaten down stocks. But if if you're looking for the general trend of the market, it's a no. But if you're looking to do a quick trade on a beaten down stock, then it might make sense. I think a better bet is Delta Airlines, DAL, if you're looking for the beat down stock trade, because this is a real company. It's down today. It's down today. I still don't like this chart pattern, even on Delta Airlines. But that's the problem. These beat down stocks can just start going the wrong way, and then when they do, it can be very, very detrimental. So, sorry to be the Debbie Downer there, but there's just better places to make money in the market. There's more opportunities where you can just very easily make good increases on your money. So that's one of the reasons I think that's the way. Do you think the market will gap down on Monday on the COVID news? I don't know what the COVID news is, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm basically going to be out of most of my trades today. I mean, I'm going to be out of Microsoft. I'm going to be out of Tesla. I'm still long Vive, which is the pharmaceutical discovery software company, which I think is good. And I'm also long on PayPal. But I'm not long on anything else. I'm closing all my positions. So yeah, I do think that there is a possibility, if there is a downturn, that we're going to see some more opportunities. But be very careful with that. I'm stuck in it for a loss. Looking to get out. Thank you for the first. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about losses. Here's especially in this market, and I know this is painful because, believe me, I paid my tuition on this one. If the stock falls more than 7%, just rip out of it, because there are other opportunities in the market for you. And there's no other don't let your pride get in the way, because believe me, I've made a ton of wrong calls over the years. But just don't lose your capital, because it's much more difficult to make it back. I know it's really hard when you're down on a particular stock, but it's easier to just sell it, and then it doesn't mean that you can't go back in and rebuy it when it's strong, when it's moving to a higher high. But that's one thing that it's really hard to learn, especially when you're buying beaten down stocks, is that since they're a little harder to buy than growth stocks, because on growth stock you buy it at the higher high, and that typically will power it higher. On a beaten down stock, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes on the beaten down stock, it becomes more difficult because they can reverse on you. So, anyways, that's kind of the thing on that. All right, long or not on Spotify and Amazon. I'm long on Amazon. I'm long on Amazon. The problem with Amazon is it's just way expensive. I still love their business model. Spotify, I'm not so much, because I mean, yeah, you can get a Kim Kardashian and stuff like that, but long term, it's good, but I just don't know if the value is there, because Pandora, which is a free service, basically merged with Siri, SIRI, and I think there's a ton of people that look at Pandora and that don't subscribe to Spotify. Now, if you're really into music, you're probably going to be on Spotify. You're probably going to be on iTunes, but Spotify, I don't have a lot of conviction with Spotify. Amazon, no question. It's like buying gold at a discount. Amazon is. AMZN is just an absolute quality. Is an absolute quality stock. So that's why it is trading where it is. It's just it's why it's trading where it is. Well, everybody, I just want to put it out there. I'm going to put up my banner here. This is how you can get my trade alerts, and it's super duper easy. I have a trade alert on today, and it's basically on PayPal, and kind of wanted to show you that. That's this trade alert. I know this is kind of a, this is trying to shorten the URL here so it's easier. It's 2YP9QSR, which isn't easy to remember, but if you can write it down, you can write it down pretty quick. So this is to get my trade alerts, to sign up for the trade alerts, totally free, and it's kind of a good thing. You can hopefully make some money on it. These are actual trades that I'm doing too. It's not not theoretical here. I'm in on this as well. And by the way, if you're on TikTok, you can get my trade alerts. It's real easy. Just go to my profile, hit the link. It'll bring you right to the sign up page, and just do it that way. Anytime you want to leave, that's fine too. But it's free, and I send out trade alerts. Everybody, have a very, very nice weekend. It's Friday, and I know that I am, and I'll be back on Monday. To everybody, and keep trading. There's a lot of potential now in the market. We are moving. I think I do believe it's going to move higher, and it's it's just it's a good time. So even though the market may be moving a little bit sideways, keep with it, because there's a lot of great rinse and repeat trades that you can make, that you could just ring the register on. So again, if you want the free trade alerts you're on TikTok, it's just go to my profile, hit the link. It brings you right to the page where you can sign up. And if you're on YouTube, please like me, please subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but on Monday. Thanks, everybody.